Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? This is your boy Trey, again with Trey Talk Radio. We're coming back live. Don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe. It only take a few minutes to hit the ding dong. Don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe to the channel. I'm coming back to you because I'm just trying to do a little follow up right quick of something that was going on in my Facebook group. And a lot of people are asking me, where's the channel? Where's the channel? But I have not exposed the channel because I just want to get brand new people here on the channel. But nevertheless, I did have a question that was posed to me, and the question was that my children, check this out, ladies and gentlemen, my children are being absolutely disobedient. My children are being absolutely disobedient. I've done all they can. One is 13 and one is 16. Trey, what can I do? What should I do? How can I handle this situation? You know what? I was thinking about this for a long time because I know the situation is going on where there's a battle between the children and also the parents right now. This is one of the biggest battles that ever happened in this society when it comes to children versus the parenting. And I know that in my day of growing up, it was a little bit different. It's the kind of like, I hate to say that you get knocked around or you get beat up, what they would call a whooping, but in those days that kind of worked. And only worked to a certain extent. And I know that a lot of people are different. Everybody is different on how they handle their kids, how they raising their kids. Everybody is doing things different. Nobody is literally doing everything the same, especially when it comes to raising the children. Raising the children can be a task, okay? And it is definitely a task when you have done all that you could to make sure that those kids were straight. I told y'all we're gonna get real. I say you gonna do everything that you have done it all. You bought the shoes, the clothes, you did everything that you possibly could to make sure those kids were good. But at the end of the day, it kind of seems like, hey, it's nothing working. You know what I'm saying? It's just not working. And it's even worse when your own children turn their backs on you. Isn't that a hurtful thing? It is so hurtful when your children turn their backs on you, and after you done everything that you possibly could to make sure they were good, and no matter what you done, it just seemed like it's all falling apart because now children are more subjective to YouTube. They're subjective to what goes on at school, and what's going on with their families and listen, they're being more objective to more stuff. So the more they become subjective, subjective to the noise, in their ears and what they see and how they are basically going that way. So what do we do in that situation? I know that this person personally, I know them personally of what they're going through with their children. So in this kind of situation, we're going to have to make a decision as parents and reverse our parenting into a different style of parenting, because we know that the old style of parenting just not working the way it used to. It used to be a time when mom and daddy can grab a belt and give you a whooping, and you pretty much got a whooping, went in the room, you closed the door and you sat back and you chilled. But now things are different, things are different. It's just not the same the way it used to be. Okay, now children are taking the belt and whooping the parents. I'm going to say it one more time. I say now the children are taking the belt and whipping the parents. Oh man, isn't that ridiculous? That's ridiculous when the kids are taking the belt and whooping the parents. It's getting so out of order. It's getting so out of line now until a lot of parents is fed up and don't know what to do no more. But here on Trey Talk, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We're going to have to do something different because what we can't tolerate is some children running our house. Come on. I say some children run in your house. You can allow children to run your home, because what goes on in your home must be followed in a direct order. And if those children don't want to submit to that particular order, listen, you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to make a decision where you're going to stick by this 16-year-old, where you're going to stick by this 15-year-old, or either allow this 18-year-old to run in and out your doors. You know you have a certain time that you cut off the lights. That's something you already know. You know you cut off the lights at 10 o'clock. You know you lock them doors and you don't want nobody coming in and out, because we already know what kind of society we living in. But it's different now. It is so much different when children is able to do what they want to do, especially when it comes to you trying to be the best for them, okay? But I'm going to tell you something that most people won't say, especially in our community. It starts with you, okay? It starts with you. That's the first thing. It starts with you. It starts with you as a parent, okay? It starts with you, okay? And when it starts with you, there's some things in your life that you're going to have to shape up. Because there's some things that you have also been allowing to happen in front of your kids, okay? Not everybody have a situation where you're allowing the children to do a certain thing, but it's going to come a time where you're going to have to make a decision, a wise decision, to kind of clean up some stuff around you, because you have to first remove the plank out your eye before you try to move it out somebody else. We don't want to get caught up in the move and in the way of hypocrisy or being a hypocrite. Meaning I'm telling you not to do something, but at the same time, while the children looking at me, I'm doing the exact same thing. You're going to have to make up your mind on what you're going to do about that. Because if you keep trying to be this mutual, stand in the middle in the great shade type of person, what's going to end up happening is you are going to lose the children, because they're not going to trust nothing you say anymore. Think about it. What am I doing? Before I try to get these children in order, am I doing what I'm supposed to do as an individual person to make sure that these children are where they're supposed to be? Okay. Do I have men running in and out the house? Am I sleeping with whoever I want to sleep with? And I'm telling my daughter, don't look at me. Listen to me. Don't do what I do. Just focus on doing what I say. That's where the problem comes. That's where the problem comes. The problem is that it come in at where we're trying to discipline children. And we're trying to keep them in the home and to keep them focused. But at the same time, we're being their friend. You can't raise children and be their friend at the same time. You're going to have to make a decision on what you want to do with that. Because if you're going to raise the children and be their friend at the same time, you're going to create something that you won't be able to handle. And you're going to have to start thinking about what you want to do as an individual person when it comes to raising those children. Are you going to be the friend, or are you going to be the parent? Now, once you cross over those barrels, Trey Talk Radio, don't forget to subscribe, please. When you begin to cross over those barrels where you're no longer the friend and you're no longer doing things in front of them that is contrary to the belief that you are teaching them, you might need to, number one, get off Facebook. I'ma say it, get off Facebook and get you some professional help. You got to get some help. Now, listen, you have to ask yourself a question that I always ask people. Are you qualified to fix you? Think about it. Are you really qualified to fix you? If you're not even qualified to fix you, what makes you think that you're qualified to fix somebody else? You got to get you together. And once you get you together, then you can be able to, deal with those children in a way that you want to deal with them. Some of us, some of us are making bad decisions, and we're doing things that we feel like that we're gonna eventually overcome by just being nice, just being sweet. These children today are not like the children in my day, in your day. These children are abreast. These children know about stuff that you wouldn't even thought that your child will ever know about, but your child know everything about it. These children know things that me as a child, I didn't even have the opportunity. Honestly, you know, even when it comes to being intimate, I've never heard my parents be intimate. You know, I was raised by my grandmother, and I've never heard my grandmother intimate, and she definitely was young then. You know, we didn't know about that kind of stuff. When adults were talking, you had to be quiet and go in the other room while adults are talking. But it's different now. Now it's join in on the conversation. Mom and daughter talking. Hey girl, you know, hey, you right. See, that's a problem. Your daughter's 16 years old, she's 15 years old, 14, you know, she just can't be in those kind of conversations. So you have to snatch it down from the beginning and bring that thing back. And I'm not saying to be hard and abusive, but you have to be a little different with these children because they have more access to things that everybody else didn't have access to. So you have to really think about that and what you're going to do on how in assisting your household in getting the children in order. Now, there are a time, and listen, I'm not saying that there's no hope, but to be honest, sometimes we lose hope because the negativity and the bad energy has been planted so far deeply down in their soul, in their minds. Now they can't come back because you took them too far. So what you gonna do now? You have to think about what you did and how you did it and how you got here and how you're gonna pull those kids back to where you need them to be because you made a bad decision. You gave them too much leeway. You knew something was wrong when they was falling out in the store crying over some candy when they was 5. But you went and you bought the candy and you gave it to them. Now you're creating a spoiled brat. And as we move into the future of the situation, to the now of where we are, you lost them. They gone. The only thing that can help is possible counseling. But there's definitely going to come a time, I'm trying to tell you, there's going to come a time when you just simply have to just begin to start walking away. I'm not saying leave your children out in the cold. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that you're going to have to make a decision on, I got to do something different now because I messed up so bad. My children are so far out there. I can't bring them back no matter what I do or how I do it. I can't get them back to the position that they're supposed to be in. So I'm really lost between what they would call a rock and a hard place. The only thing that can really possibly help me is getting some real authentic counseling. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not talking about the counseling where people post on Facebook talking about their life coaches. We talking about professional, certified, board certified help. Because not everybody have the capability to deal with the brain. Not everybody have the capability to deal with the mind. Not everybody have the capability. So we have to make absolutely sure that we're putting our children and our homes and our lives in the hands of people who are well qualified to handle that. Get off Facebook and Instagram dealing with these life coaches. I'm not a life coach. I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm not an attorney. I'm just giving you my opinion of what I feel, what works for me. If your children get so far out and they feel like there's no coming back, it's time for John to get a job. It's time for Brianna to go to work. What you do, work with what you have in the midst of getting help. Start preparing to get them out of your house. Trey Talk Radio. Subscribe. I'll be back with more Trey Talk Radio. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit it. I got to tell y'all this. It's going to get fire on this channel. I just got to give you a little bit at a time. I can't give it all to you. Get them out of here. Peace. Trey Talk Radio.